Yes.
Yeah. We know what is internal gateway and how to configure internal gateway and attaching that internal gateway to the VPC. So the next one is NAT gateway. Okay, both are similar name, right? These two are gateway actually. So we need to differentiate NAT gateway and internal gateway. I mean, what are the difference? Why we are using internal gateway and why we choose NAT? What are their requirement? All the things. Because when we facing interview, the interview will ask like, I face similar question like, what are the difference between NAT and internal gateway? This is our VPC. There are two subnet in our VPC. So why we choose internet gateway for the internet connection, right?
Right. To get access to outside world, outside the network.
Yes. In a simple way, it's nothing. Why we choose internet gateway? That's for internet connection. It's look like, I mean, it's act like a internet connection. So the internet connection have two-way communication, right? Two-way in the sense of incoming and outgoing. This is called inbound. Incoming connections we called in cloud computing called inbound connections. What are the connections that's coming outside, coming from outside to our VPC? Okay, that is called inbound connection. And the outbound connection means the connections starting from our resources to internet. That is called outbound connection. Outbound. For example, here we are using deploy a virtual machine and deploy some application. So users needs to access the application, right? So this is the users, remote users. So how they access our application? Through the inbound connection. And the outbound connection example, this is a virtual machine, right? So this virtual machines needs to install or download some package from internet, okay? So that will happen, go through outbound connection. Go to the internet and download the contents. Got it? So for this purpose, inbound and outbound connection, we need to choose internet gateway. Simply, this is called internet, that's all. Okay. So internet gateway have inbound connection and outbound connection. So coming to NAT gateway. NAT gateway have only one connection, that is called outbound connection. There is no inbound connection go through NAT gateway. So we are configure NAT gateway as per our requirement. Some requirement like these, there are several machines are there. That machines only we need to provide outbound. There is no inbound. So accordingly, we need to choose what NAT gateway.
Could you please explain this again? I didn't understand what is the purpose of this.
Yeah, with example like the NAT gateway, it only outbound it uses, right?
Hmm.
Real scenario.
Give me a second. I will explain once again. I will give some example where we use NAT gateway. Okay. So this is our VPC. VPC have two subnet. One subnet is in public. Okay. This is our public subnet, and this is our private subnet. In private subnet, we keep the confidential machines like database or any other processing machine. We are keeping in private subnet. So the why we keep private subnet, because we need to maximum isolate that machine from internet. And that's the reason, because there is no traffic hitting outside the network. I mean outside the VPC. So we need to keep maximum secure. That's all. That's why we keep the machine in private subnet. Most probably, all the databases are keeping private subnet. Okay. So these machines needs to update the packages, right? For example, the machine needs to patching, monthly patching, or downloading some things, or database upgrade. So many requirements are there if the machine is in private subnet. Okay. So how we do these things? I mean, how we make the machine to access internet? Simply,
Okay.
we will create a NAT connection, because this machine only needs outbound connection. There is no need of any inbound connection. Okay, because through the outbound connection, these machines can download the things. Okay, I mean, go to internet and search all the things and download or install anything like that. So that we create a NAT, and we pointing to that machine to the NAT, and that machine talk with the internet. Got it.
Yeah,
This
got
machine
it.
doesn't have any private IP. Sorry, public IP. Only private IPs. Okay, private IP. And when we configuring NAT gateway, we only configure the NAT gateway in public subnet. NAT gateway. And pointing this machine to the NAT. And this machine can talk with the internet. Any doubt? So you
So
are
it's a
thinking,
network address translator for the private network.
yes,
It's
yes,
a address
yes,
translator, right?
yes. NAT is network address translator. Yeah.
So is it like a lookup table for different IPs inside the private network?
Yes. No. We configured that machines to the NAT actually. We there is a route table associated with the private subnet. Okay, there is a route table associated. So inside the route table, we create one new route. That route pointing to NAT gateway. All of you got the scenario, right? So while
Yes,
we going through the lab, you will get more idea.
Okay.
All are fine, right?
yeah, got it.
For Venkat, we are today cover Bastion host and NAT gateway. Okay,
Okay.
so we are
Okay.
going to the lab.
Okay. Go ahead. Yeah. Sorry for late. Yeah.
This is subnet public, okay? And one more subnet we need to create, subnet private.
Private.
And we will deploy two machine. Not two machine. Oh, sorry, I didn't explain the Bastion, right? So why we choose Bastion host? First, we will cover the Bastion, okay? So which scenario we are choosing Bastion host? The scenario is we have similar scenario, okay? That we have a private subnet and public subnet. So in private subnet, we have different machines. Consider we have different machine, okay? So these machines doesn't have any public IP. So entirely these are isolated from the public side. Actually, these are secure machine. Okay, there is no connection, no inbound connection, no outbound connection. So sometimes the user need, for example, there is a database administrator. This is considered this is a database. Okay, this is a database. So the database administrators need to access the machine, or any other developer or programmer or any operation team needs to access the machine. Okay, for their routine checkup or anything that need to configure. So similar scenarios there. So I mean, how the users or the remote person access this machine? Because this machine doesn't have any public IP, right? So that scenario, we will configure a Bastion host or gem server. Both are same, okay? So we configure another machine in public subnet, okay? And name it as Bastion host or gem server. So the remote user first, this is a remote user. So the remote user first log into the Bastion host. This machine have public IP and all the things, okay? So first hit the remote user log into this Bastion machine. Then from the Bastion machine to the secure machine or the database, he can log in. Got it?
So where is the NAT in this?
No. This is for Bastion. We didn't configure NAT.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
NAT is a
we will
separate
continue.
function.
But we will continue the Bastion same scenario.
Okay.
Yeah. So you got the idea, right? So when you are joining any company, okay. So so you joined Apple, consider you join Apple, but the Apple have different clients like Google or any other company. Okay. So you joined Apple and you worked in their client company, Google. So Google will offer you a Bastion server to access Google's network, right? So they will offer a remote computer. So that computer is actually act like say Bastion or Gem server. So from that machine, you will access other machines. Give me a second, okay? I'm back. Hello.
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 Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
So that's the requirement. Okay. I mean, this remote person needs to access to the this missions that keep in the private subnet. So that we are configure the Bastion. Bastion. So the scenario like real world scenario, like for example, mm, we
Like
have
security
one.
guard.
Sorry.
It's like security guard to for
Yeah.
from outside to inside.
The first requirement is to secure the mission. That's all.
Hmm.
So
That's
that,
why the
for
word
example,
bastion, like a
yeah,
fort.
yes,
From
yes,
the military thing. Yeah.
yes. So this is a trusted user, okay? Because this employee kind like that. So consider like a hacker. Hacker can't attack the mission easily, right? Because he doesn't know the IP of this mission. He doesn't know which jump server they are using. Because this is a jump server or Bastion, and the Bastion IP, he doesn't know the Bastion like that. So the hackers can't. It's difficult to find the mission IP and which mission is configured for the Bastion like that. That's why we keep the mission as secure. So similar way we can go with a lab, so you will get more idea.
Okay.
Any doubt, Shilpa?
No doubt.
No.
As of now, everything is fine.
Hmm.
We'll
Yeah,
get more
there's-
idea with labs.
Okay, fine. So in previous section, we already created a VPC and one subnet that is for public. So I'm going to create one more subnet to keep our secure missions. Okay. So first I am going to create a subnet and keep the subnet in the newly created VPC. So just go to subnet, create a subnet. I'm choosing the previous VPC, that is good school.
I'm not able to see your AWS screen.
Sorry.
We are not able to see your AWS
Oh,
screen.
sorry. Now it's usable, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Give it a name like yes, private. We didn't cover the availability zone, right?
No, we didn't in the
Cover,
class, but
we covered theory, like what actually it is.
That's one of the thing. Like I will explain now. Regions and availability zone. These are the two things, okay, that every cloud providers offer. Why they are divided? I mean, giving these two things. That is for the resource mapping and allocation. So, what is region? Region is actually a collection of availability zone. And what is availability zone means? It's a collection of physical machines or it's a collection of data center. So, I will explain with the. So, consider this is globe, okay? Entire globe. So they are divided the entire globe into different regions. For example, Canada and USA, okay? Canada, US, Canada, US. Then here Australia, Asia Pacific, Middle East, like Europe. So each regions, I mean, they are segregated different location into regions. For example, US and Canada is one region. Okay. Then the Asia Pacific is another region, like OSC, AUC is another region, European is another region. So similar way, they are different divided by different locations as region. These are actually global locations, okay? So what is availability zone means? It's a collection of physical data center. So coming to USA and Canada, there are different availability zones. Availability zone is by physically it's a building. That building holds different servers. So here there is one availability zone here. In coming to USA, there is one different availability zone there. Consider there is 4 availability zones are there in US region. Okay, these are just example. Okay, why they are offering availability zones and different availability zones in a single region? That's because, for example, we deploy our application. I mean, when we are creating AWS account, we need to choose the corresponding region. Okay, in my case, see here, I'm in North Virginia, US East, North Virginia. So I'm creating VPC, deploying machines, all the things, right? So these are the resources belongs to that region. And means that that all things are belongs to North Virginia. So I'm using the machines from the North Virginia. So sometimes, for example, we are going to create a virtual machine. Okay. So I'm deploying to a availability zone. Okay. So here you can see I'm going to create a subnet. So here we can choose the availability zone. So drop down list, see in a single region, how many availability zones are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Around 6 availability zones are there. So our that means our resources are keeping in different availability zone. For example, if any availability zone is crashed or due to some calamities like flood or anything, okay, earthquake, so the physical building and the machines will collapse, right? So our data are in the next availability zones. We didn't bother about the loss of our data. That's why they are keeping different availability zone in same region. Got it?
Yes,
Yes.
it's like a redundancy.
Yes, maximum redundancy. And why we choosing as per the some requirements are there. For example, we are deploying our application. That application is, I mean, our customers are mostly US citizens. So for that purpose, we can choose the corresponding US machines. So we choose US region and selecting the machines from there. So they will get more accessible. I mean, more fastly they can access the application. Even some if we configure in Asia or anything like that. In next scenario, some user, I mean, we are deploying another application that is pointing to Indian customers. Then we can choose Indian available region. Okay, like Mumbai, Chennai, there are available zones there, so we can choose the available zone as per the requirement.
Okay.
Okay.
I think one interesting thing about availability zones is that they are secret. Nobody knows the address of them for their security.
Yes. So here I am choosing US GSTA, and I'm, yeah, this is my VPC IP address. Then I will provide IP for my subnet, private subnet.
Is the subnet numbers that you see over there, are they like some hash function that uniquely identifies it?
Sorry.
You see that VPC ID? Is it some kind of hash number that uniquely identifies it, or is just some serial number?
There is a ID for VPC ID.
No, I know I got its ID, but is it like a serial number as ID, or it looks like a hash? So I was wondering. I
For
mean,
the
it's not exactly a hash, but
okay.
I guess it's just a serial number, like license plate or something.
I didn't when creating, right, the subnet.
Yes, the AWS alerts its IDs basically to identify it.
I think when we create, yeah, there is some unique identities there while we creating the subnet. You mean the owner ID, right?
No, I was meaning the subnet ID. It has the subnet
Yeah,
ID, second
subnet
column.
have subnet IDs.
Yeah, everything has ID. Like VPC
Yes,
has
yes,
ID, subnet has
yes.
ID, machines have IDs.
Yes, that's a
They have
unique
to
way
identify.
we pointing each resources. Each resource have
Yeah,
unique IDs. These are the IDs for this subnet. So now we
right.
create GS private. And when we creating a subnet, then we need to create a root table for the same. So I'm going to create a root table. This is a continuation of the second class. Okay, we created a VPC, then we created a one subnet that is for public, and we create one root table and associate with that public subnet and make the subnet as public. I mean, adding the root. Okay. Now we are creating a private subnet in the same VPC. So we need to follow the same scenario, like creating a root table, all the things. And just associate the subnet. I think we already created a private subnet in previous, right? And that's why it seems here.
Yes, we created that.
Yeah, so we can leave the subnet, okay? Just to go back to subnet. GS public and GS private there. Both are associated with the Guru school. I'm deleting the newly created one, okay? So these are done. So just to finish with the mission creation, just go to the EC2 and deploy two machine. name it as Bastion, and choosing the lister mission. T2 is fine. GSNO is my key pair. I'm choosing from the top list.
Is there
I
a option
have
that you can make it a bastion? You can pick it as a bastion. Is that object type in AWS?
No. We need to configure a Bastion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi sir. While this selecting the key pair, so like once we created the key pair, every time we can choose that, right? The same key
Yes,
pair.
we can choose the existing key,
Because
or we can choose create new one.
what
Sorry.
what I was facing, like what I was facing, I created the key pair
Hmm.
by the new key pair, and I
Hmm.
downloaded in my system. And when I was creating the instance next time, like
Ah.
deleted the instance and created the new instance, that time while I select that existing, the in the drop down my key was not showing only. I need to create new.
Did you delete the key pair?
No, it is there in the system. The key pair which downloaded now, that I can see it exists, but in the drop down it was not coming.
Hmm.
It should come, right? Once
Yes,
it
it
is
should come. It
downloaded.
should come. Just to refresh this.
Hmm.
That might
Okay.
be some network issue or anything like that. But reload the page and drop down. There will be that will be listed here. See.
Once it is created and downloaded in the system, it should. Or is there any specific place where we need
No.
to?
When we creating a key pair, the record stays saved in this AWS account. Similar time,
Oh,
the new key pair will automatically download and saved in our local machine. See
right.
it. So if this GS new is in belongs to my local machine, then I can choose this from this list. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
no problem. You just refresh and drop down. That will shown.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
then choosing the VPC. So this mission is for Bastion. So we need to choose this as public and change the allowed IP as an enable, and SSH is fine. We can create. This launch. Just go back. Similar way, create one more machine. This is for the we can call it as database. Okay. I'm choosing the same key pair. Okay. This is simple way we can call it as like in our home there are 3 rooms. Okay. So for the 3 rooms we keep same key. That's all. Or we can choose different key. Okay, to create a new key pair for the specific machine. So it's pointing to private.
Maybe that's what Pampa did by accident, unknowingly. She created more key pairs.
Yes.
No, I created more, but it was not listing in the list. That's the reason I was creating. It was not coming in the list.
Sometimes I think on the screen there's so many scroll bars in different places that we miss that. Oh, if we could have gone there and scrolled it, we would have seen it.
Yeah, I will check once
So double
again
check,
while I
yeah.
will create.
Okay. So coming to the database, here we need to ensure that the machine is belongs to private and autos and IPs disabled. See, we didn't enable here these things here. Then SSH is fine, but I will configure the SSH. Okay, I'm launching. See, now these 2 things are done. created a machine VM in public subnet, and we name it as Bastion. And this is also done. Name it as database. This is in private subnet. Okay, 2 machines configured. Okay, so I'm choosing database. Okay, you can see the dashboard of the machine. See here, going to see. Yeah. So here, the detail of the database machine. See here, there is no public IP for the machine, only private address. This is for the internal communication. And yes, and when we're choosing Bastion, we have the public IP. See, so I'm just connecting to the Bastion. Okay.
Don't we need a route table?
Mm, root table? No, no, no need of root table. Everything is fine.
What was that format?
I will explain in a second.
Hmm.
Should be name. And this is a format actually, but my machines doesn't have the permission to access through SSH because some privilege issue. So this is a command. This is for SSH connection, okay? How we connect from our local machine using PowerShell or Visual Studio or command line using the SSH command. This is SSH command. After the SSH command, you need to provide the username of the remote machine. So in my case, this machine's username is easy to user. Yes, no. Okay, I will change with my PEM. Okay, fine. Now it's resolved because I wrongly choose the PEM key. Okay. So this command for SSS connection, SSS, this is a command. Then we need to provide
You
the
had the wrong file name for the PEM
yes.
key, the gs-new.
I choose wrong key.
Okay.
Yeah. So ensure that while we configure the machine, choosing the corresponding PEM key. The username, yeah, after SSH, we need to provide the username at the rate the IP, public IP of the machine. Okay. Then -i, that is pointing to where the PEM key be downloaded, the full path. Okay. In my case, the PEM key is downloaded in my C drive user folder. Again, another folder like to like that. Then download. Then we can see the PEM file. The PEM file name is gs.
Does the -i flag stand for interactive?
Yes,
Or
yes.
oh, so you SSH with this in an interactive way. But if you didn't have, say, if you didn't put the -i, and you just put the PEM key, it would have still connected you, but you wouldn't have a interactive shell.
Yes, that is
You
for
could
interactive.
maybe.
This is the same key which we selected while we were creating the
Yeah,
instance.
that's the same key. See here. This is for my Bastion. So Bastion, I'm choosing GSNew.
Mhm.
For the database, same GSNew. So I choose GSNew. Okay, then. So now we are successfully logging to the Bastion machine. So how we jump from the Bastion to the secure machine or the database? So we need to configure something in our Bastion. So I'm going to change the host name. Currently my host name is EC2 user. So I'm just changing my host name to host name CTL host name.
You have a typo, host name.
The name of host name. That is called Bastion. See, it's changed to Bastion. Now my username is EC2 @Bastion.
How do you know it's Bastion?
How do?
Means with this the last command means, that is root, that symbol. That last one.
In bash, right?
Tilde is where the home is in Linux. Tilde is where home is, so that's the home folder.
Okay.
You mean the lying down at the sideways S, right? Tilde
Yes,
sign.
yes.
Yeah.
Got it.
Now we are so we are now in this virtual machine, okay, Bastion virtual machine. So from this machine, we need to log in from this machine to the database, okay. So there is some prerequisite. We need to keep some prerequisite, okay. That prerequisite is nothing. We just have the file of this machine. Have the key file. That is a key PEM key, right? This machine PEM file we need to keep in the Bastion machine. Then using the PEM key and this machine private IP, we will log in to this machine. I mean the database machine from Bastion host. Got it? So two things we need here. One is Bastion, the PEM key and the public IP of the machine. Here, what will you do in remote connection? We are doing the public IP of this machine and the PEM key, right? So similar way, here we need to keep the private IP of this machine and the PEM key of the machine in this machine. So how will do that? Just to go back the machine. Now we are in the Bastion. So here we need to create a file, nano file. So in this file is for keeping the PEM detail, okay? Just to go
You're
back.
gonna copy paste the PEM key in there.
Yes. So in our case, we uh, choose the same PEM for the both machines. So we can choose the GS new PEM. I'm for the both machine, I'm using this key, okay? GS PEM. Always. So these are the encrypted datas in my key. So select all, copy, then go back here, paste it here. C and save and exit. Control X, Y, hit enter. Now it's here. Let's ls. Yeah, see the file is here. So one more thing we need to do, give some permission to this file, okay? Because now we are an EC2 user. That's the username. So this user need to execute some permission to the file, this file, okay? So for that we need to change modification. That's one of the commands, chmod in Linux. So we using the chmod command, we can change the permission for the specific file, okay? So in our case, I'm changing chmod, then the file name. Sorry, chmod, after chmod, we need to provide some numeric terms, okay, for read write or just read. And some, as per the requirement, we need to choose some numeric words. So I will explain that things like different terms are there. Now I am choosing 400, then the file name. The file name is file.
So you're basically saying that only the user can read it. Nobody else can do anything. 400
Yes.
means.
Yes.
Right?
It's a code for different permissions. Read has some code,
See,
write has some code.
Yeah, read is 4, write is 2.
plus
Wait, read, write, and 4, 2, and 1, I think, are the numbers.
see, yeah, see now for the file only read permission. Got it. Here you can see. So from here we can log in to our machine. Okay. So before that we need to configure some more thing. Just to go back. EC2. Yes, database. So I'm just to go to the database security group. I told you when configuring the database machine, I need to configure the inbound rule. That is for SSH. Now, edit inbound. Now see, this machine, this is my private machine, okay? This private machine security group, I mean the firewall rule is, this is opening the port SSH and the port number is 22. And the source, here you can see the source is pointing to internet, right? So we need to remove the internet connection. And what will we do here? Just go back. Okay, leave it. We will come once again here. We need to copy something. I'm just copying the Bastion host, not public IP, private IP, okay? Keep in mind, copy the Bastion private mission, sorry, public missions, private IP, and then go to the database. Security group. Here, edit the inbound role and remove the existing one. Here, it's pointing to internet. So here we pointing to the private IP of the Bastion host. Save rule. Any doubt?
Can you repeat this process? I didn't get it.
This is nothing. See, we have
Like
to,
we copy the key, private PEM key into the Bastion
yeah, this is
server, right?
yes, this is the Bastion mission. Okay, this Bastion mission have two IP. One is public IP and private IP, right? And
Right.
we created another mission for database, but this mission only have private IP. Okay. So how we yeah. So and we enable the port for SSH. Okay, 22 port for SSH connection. So this machine port 22 is open. Okay. So previously we who can access the 22 port? Everyone. That's why we keep it as 0000. So now we change the 00. So that means don't access anyone from the internet access to this 22. Only access this machine. This machine's private IP, not the public. Okay. This machine private. So this machine knows this 22 ports listening only this Bastion machine private IP. Got it. For example, here in the public subnet, another machines are there, right? So they have their own IPs. For example, from this machine, we have the same thing like the PEM key of this database and all the things. So these machines can access through this way. This can't, right? Because in this machine's rule, only the private IP of the Bastion will allow to access the machine.
Yeah, where we are like in the lab where we are defining that the
Yeah,
private IP of
now
the
we are
Bastion.
defined. Now we are defined. See, go to the. This is my database machine, and edit inbound route. I mean, this is a security group of the database. Okay. So here SSH is open for the database
Mhm, yeah,
machine, and here
got it.
the source is pointing to Bastion's private IP.
Okay.
So all other expect this IP will reject the machine. That's all. So I will go to check the connectivity. Now everything is fine. So SSH client is
This is public IP, right? SSH user at the rate. This is public IP.
yes, yes. This is actually my connection lost from. I'm trying to log in again to the Bastion. Now you have the file, yes, file there. So
Can you use the up key on your command prompt and just find all the commands to get you logged in again?
yes. Now I am login to the database machine from my Bastion host. Okay. So SSH minus I again I try to then we need to choose the PEM file. So the PEM file name is file here. Then the username. The username is e2 user @ and the IP of the machine. Which IP? Database IP, right?
Private.
Database private IP. Database doesn't have a public IP. So choose the private IP. Hit enter. Yes. See, we got the connection, right? This is our database machine.
Okay.
See, username and the IP of the machine. 246.
Is that bird art
Sorry.
Amazon Linux art? There's a little bird picture there that's
Yes,
made with hashes.
Yes, yes.
That's the Amazon Linux image.
Yes. Flying bird, yeah.
Yeah, emoji,
Yeah.
sort of.
So I told you this machine doesn't have inbound and outbound connection. So we just checking, is there any outbound connection like pinging to the Google DNS like 8.8.8. This is a ping command to check the internal connectivity to the Google. See, there is no ping connection because this machine purely in
Inbound.
purely in
Private machine. Doesn't connect to the internet. No
Right.
outbound connection.
Just exit to the database to Bastion, log out. Yeah, now in Bastion, okay. Yeah, ping 8.8. See, from the Bastion machine, we can go to the ping, right? Because that machine belongs
Right.
to, the internal connection. I hold to this.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is the scenario of Bastion nodes and how we configure the Bastion. Okay. So I think the time is too late. That's so I will take the NAT in the next session, right?
Could
Okay.
you repeat that one point where you showed? I think Pampa understood it, so she said yes. What was the thing?
Which thing? Can you repeat again?
Yeah, maybe. I'm kind of drawing a blank on the part where I didn't interrupt because you had a flow going, but I remember Pampa said that. Oh yeah, she understands because it's like the two IP addresses there. One was a Bastion and one was not.
Yeah,
Bastion.
one is Bastion, one is for the
Database.
database. Yeah.
The private one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we can wind up today. A little.
Sure.
Can you show that the picture in the paint you draw the picture, right? Can you show once again? It must be there.
Yeah. This is the Bastion and this is database. Okay.
Thanks.
Okay.
I can quickly wind up.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. The video, if we'll get the video
Yeah,
as
yeah,
soon
yeah.
as
I will,
possible,
I
it
will.
will be easy for us to practice actually.
Yeah, I will share by today. I'll send it to
And
the
if it's not
person.
possible for this batch, you can share us the already uploaded video from,
Yeah,
because
I will
last
share.
batches are.
Yeah, I will share. I will share. Today I will share.
Okay, sir.
Then bye all.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye.
Have a great weekend.
Have a
Bye
good
bye.
weekend.
When
See you
is the
Monday.
class?
Yeah.
Monday.
Bye
Monday,
everyone.
Monday. Yeah.
Monday. Thank you. Bye.